Sagittarius, I told you before, you have a sacred gift, and you must use it right now. Sagittarius, if these words have found you, it's not by accident. Somewhere deep within, a part of you has been quietly waiting for this moment, a moment of recognition, of awakening. You don't need to strain to understand or force yourself to believe. Just breathe, place your hand over your heart, and allow yourself to listen. Because this isn't just another message. It's a soul appointment you made long before you ever arrived here. You have always sensed it, haven't you? That quiet knowing, that deep pull inside you, whispering there is more to your existence than the surface of daily life. Maybe the world taught you to doubt it, maybe you tucked it away just to fit in, but it has never truly left you. Today it rises again, asking you to remember, you have a sacred gift. Not a burden, not an illusion, a real living gift that the world desperately needs right now. This is not about becoming someone else. It's about coming home to the truth you've always carried. If you feel the stirrings of something ancient waking inside you as you read these words, trust it. You are exactly where you need to be. If this message resonates even a little, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to Zodiac Wisdom, where souls like yours are seen, heard, and encouraged to shine. Let's begin this journey back to your true self together. Gate 1. The awakening of the sacred gift within Sagittarius. Sagittarius, deep within you lies a gift so ancient and pure that even you have often doubted its presence. It's not a talent you show off, nor a skill easily recognized by worldly standards. It's the quiet knowing, the invisible compass, the ability to sense truth beyond appearances. Since you were young, you have carried this sacred seed, but life, with its noise and demands, taught you to tuck it away, to be normal, to fit in. Yet no matter how much you tried, there was always a quiet rebellion within you, a part that refused to be silenced. You have walked through experiences that cracked you open, not to break you but to prepare you. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every moment you questioned your place in this world was shaping you, chiseling you into someone who could carry light not for show, but for transformation. The gift you carry is not something you do, it's something you are. It's the way you can enter a room and feel what words do not say. It's the way you instinctively reach for someone's heart, even when they push you away. It's the way you keep choosing hope, even after the world tries to convince you otherwise. Right now, the universe is calling you to awaken this gift fully. Not later, not someday, but now. Not because you must save others, not because you owe anything to anyone, but because the world is starving for authenticity. For souls who have walked through their own darkness and still choose to light a candle. Your intuition, your wild hope, your inner fire. These are not weaknesses, Sagittarius. They are your sacred tools, and they are needed more than ever. You don't have to announce yourself. You don't have to prove anything. You only have to stop hiding. Begin where you are, with what you have. If your heart stirs to reach out, reach. If your soul longs to create, create. If your intuition whispers go, trust it. The door you are looking for will not open because you push harder. It will open because you finally trust that you already hold the key. This sacred gift within you, Sagittarius, is not just for moments of crisis or grand gestures. It's for the daily living, the quiet choosing, the gentle ways you leave spaces better than you found them. And the more you use it without fear, the more it will grow. Not into something flashy, but into something unbreakable. Your very presence will become a lighthouse for others, not because you try, but because you are. Have you ever felt the calling, Sagittarius? The feeling that something vast and unseen is asking you to step forward in a way you never have before? If so, you are not imagining it. You are remembering. You are returning. You are becoming the soul you were always meant to be. Gate 2. The courage to leave what no longer serves, Sagittarius. There comes a moment, Sagittarius, when the soul can no longer bear to stay where it once found comfort. A moment when the familiar walls that once protected you now feel like they are closing in. It's not because you are ungrateful. It's not because you are restless without reason. It's because you are growing. And growth, no matter how gentle your soul may be, always demands change. You have spent so much of your life convincing yourself that endurance was love, that staying was loyalty, that suppressing your true feelings was strength. You told yourself that maybe you were asking for too much, that maybe if you just tried harder, everything would feel right again. But Sagittarius, some spaces, some relationships, some dreams, no matter how deeply rooted, are meant to be outgrown. and clinging to them does not honor your journey. It only dims your light. Leaving does not mean you failed. It means you are brave enough to honor what your heart already knows. And sometimes the first step toward true healing is the one where you walk away not because you have stopped loving, but because you have started loving yourself more. Leaving is not a betrayal. Staying when your soul is pleading for freedom is. In astrology, Sagittarius rules the 9th house, the house of journeys both physical and spiritual. You were never meant to remain stagnant. Your spirit was built for horizons, for possibilities, for the sacred adventure of becoming more than you were yesterday. And when the time comes to leave behind a chapter, a belief, or even a version of yourself, it is not a collapse. It is an unfolding, a homecoming. You are not abandoning anyone by choosing yourself. You are not losing the past. You are honoring what it taught you while making room for what is meant to come. Yes, there may be grief. Yes, there may be fear. But beneath that, if you listen closely, there is also a sense of quiet relief. A soft inner knowing that you are finally telling the truth with your life. Have you ever stayed too long, Sagittarius? Have you ever known deep inside that it was time to go but waited anyway, hoping things would change? And when you finally left, did you notice how the air felt lighter, how you could finally breathe without effort? Those moments were not signs of weakness. They were signs of wisdom. This time, as you stand at the threshold of another ending, know that you are not running away. You are not giving up. You are answering the call of your own expansion. You are stepping into a future that will demand more of your authenticity, not less. And you are doing it with the same fierce, untamed spirit that has always been your truest compass. Trust yourself, Sagittarius. Trust the unease, the restlessness, the dreams that no longer fit. They are not mistakes. They are messages. The path you are being called toward may look unfamiliar, but it is yours alone to walk. And once you take that first courageous step, you will find that the ground beneath you is not crumbling. It is unfolding stone by stone, a path made for you. You are not losing your way. You are finally finding it. Gate 3. The sacred gift of soul connection for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, there is a kind of love that doesn't demand fireworks or grand declarations. A kind of love that doesn't arrive to rescue you or to complete you, but to walk alongside you as you become even more yourself. This is not the love you chase. It is the love you awaken within you. Your sacred gift, Sagittarius, has always been your capacity to believe in goodness, in possibility, in the unseen bridges between souls. Even after being hurt, even after being let down, you continue to love with a spirit that refuses to be hardened by disappointment. That resilience is not naive. It is holy. It is the mark of a soul that understands that true connection is not about possession, but about resonance. You are learning now that not everyone is meant to walk with you to the next chapter. Some connections are seasonal, beautiful for a time, but unable to stretch across the wide expanse of your unfolding. And that is not because you are too much or too little. It's because your soul is destined to meet those who can match the vastness of your spirit, not ask you to shrink for their comfort. The next connection that arrives for you, Sagittarius, will not feel like rescue. It will feel like recognition. It will not rush you, fix you, or demand you explain yourself. It will stand with you quietly and firmly, in your light and in your shadow without flinching. And you will know it by how your soul relaxes in their presence. No striving, no pretending, no performing, just being. In astrology, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, wisdom, and grace. That means your relationships are meant to lift you higher, to challenge your growth, to nourish your truth. Love for you is not about clinging. It is about traveling together across life's ever-changing landscapes, honoring each other's evolution, and celebrating each other's freedom. If you are still healing, if you are still wondering when it will be your turn to be seen and cherished for who you truly are, know this. The more you align with your sacred gift, the one that believes in love even after loss, the closer you come to calling in the soul who has been walking toward you too. Not every hand you reach for is meant to hold you forever. But every time you choose to stay open, even after being hurt, you become a living invitation for a deeper, truer connection. You are not being asked to rush this. You are not being asked to settle. You are simply being asked to keep trusting in the love that is already flowing toward you, even now. Have you ever felt an inexplicable pull toward someone? A connection that made no sense but felt more real than anything logic could explain? That was your soul remembering something older, something timeless. And that is the kind of connection you are being prepared for now. It may come as a glance across a crowded room. It may come through a quiet conversation that lingers in your heart long after words have faded. It may come in the form of a friend who suddenly feels like home. However it appears, Sagittarius, you will recognize it not by the noise it creates, but by the peace it brings. You are not here to be half-loved. You are not here to beg for crumbs of affection. You are here to be met fully, deeply, soul to soul. And that meeting will not be a conquest. It will be a homecoming. So keep tending to your own heart, Sagittarius. Keep believing even when it feels foolish. Keep shining, even when you're not sure if anyone sees. Because the soul that is meant for you is already on the way. And when you meet, it will not feel like the start of something chaotic. It will feel like the arrival of something you always knew was coming. You are not waiting for love, Sagittarius. You are becoming the love that draws everything sacred closer. Conclusion. Sagittarius, if you are still here, reading these words with a heart quietly open, then trust me, this is not by accident. Your sacred gift, your unique journey, your silent resilience, all of it has been leading you to this moment. A moment where you no longer seek permission to exist, to shine, to love. A moment where you choose, simply and profoundly, to live as you were always meant to. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are exactly where your soul needs to be. Every tear shed, every goodbye spoken, every brave new beginning you dared to take, it has brought you closer to the life that is waiting for you. Not a life built on survival or pleasing others, but a life that mirrors your inner truth, your sacred frequency, your deepest longing. From here, Sagittarius, it is no longer about striving. It is about receiving. Receiving the abundance, the love, the opportunities that have always been yours, but are now ready to flow toward you, because you are finally ready to claim them. So if these words touch something inside you, if you felt seen, if a quiet yes rose up from your soul, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the Zodiac Wisdom channel. Not because you have to, but because healing, growth, and remembering who you are should never be done alone. Here you have a place where your light is seen, honored, and celebrated. And remember, the miracle you seek is not waiting somewhere far away. It is awakening right now within you. Stay close to your truth. Stay open to the wonder. Stay brave enough to keep walking your sacred path. I see you, Sagittarius. I believe in you. And this is only the beginning.